do you do now?
I'm almost a hermit in Texas. I don't, God, he tends to take vices from you, and thing that you gravitate to and want more. The most thing that I was gravitating to and that I couldn't get enough was girl sex. That was my biggest vice. So he moved me, like man, I'm gonna move you outside out of mind to where you can see it, but you ain't gonna have access to it. You ain't gonna touch nobody. I don't mean to talk about this, but that's how God works. Like man, this is what's keeping you back from the reward I'm trying to give you. As long as you're thinking about that, I'm never gonna give you that. So seeing that you're not gonna stop thinking about it, I'm gonna just take it away, you know what I'm saying, to where you ain't you will see it, but as far as like access to it, you don't have no access at all, period, to it. You know what I'm saying? You didn't have your fair share. You're gonna get some more sooner or later, you know what I'm saying, if I if I choose, but I have to come at one to recognize that was the whole reason why I'm here and doing what I'm doing, because as long as, from age of 5 years old, I've been thinking about sex. And how many kids think about sex at 5? Because I got molested at 5 years old by a 16-year-old girl. So that's all I've been thinking about since 5 years old. Sex, coochie, 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 coochie. From all the way until like 2 years ago. That's how God was like, man, you too doggone old to be still thinking about that. And there's a whole bunch of people, females and males, that think that way. They have the same model. So that's why the lyrics that I displayed, that's what I was like, man, no, you can't think with your, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people out here just thinking with their, their body parts. You know what I'm saying? You don't know how long you're gonna live. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be broke down. I'm already broke down, but I don't want to be broke more down than what I am right now. I'm still clear away from arthritis. I run, not run, but I'm saying walk, do what I gotta do to stay mobile and exercise.
So you're wrapping your music career now. Tell me about it.
It's great. It's spinning down there doing real good. I'm trying to conquer the world. That's my main objective. I want to be a household name, bottom line.
So that's your goal?
That's my goal, my main objective.
You mentioned your kids throughout this, throughout the whole documentary. How many kids you have?
I have 3 kids. I have 3, but I was irresponsible. I have a daughter, and she's 30 years old. I have a kid, 31, that's my oldest son, Cameron. Jasmine, she's 30, and then I have a son, 27, Little Robert. Me and Little Robert, peas in the pod. I was with him ever since he came into the world. That's when I got shot. His mom made sure I was in his life. He loved me to dog on death. We and him stay together right now to this day. Me and him. Now Jasmine, that was my regret. I don't know if some people have regrets, some people don't. So when Jasmine was born, I had left the mom probably like 2 months into my oldest son being born, and we was messing around, but I didn't think that she was getting pregnant. So I'm gone, and actually, my son's 2 months, and when I decided to leave his mom was like, take your son with you. So I'm on this picture, me on a mountain bike. Now we used to stay on South Holly, and I'm trying to ride on a mountain bike with a baby 2 months years old on my hip. From South Holly all the way down to 27th in York on a bike. This is the type of stuff that I was putting myself up to. But I made it down there, but then I was still not responsible. Mom, once was a kid, Mama, okay, but I won't come back for 3 days. Burn your bridge. I'm not gonna watch your kid no more. So I burned bridges, and my kid, I was trying to let everybody be irresponsible, to the point where I burned all my bridges. You gotta take care of your own stuff. So now it's like I barely had a job, you know what I'm saying? I gotta get on food stamps. Oh, I can get on food stamps? I get welfare. So I've been on food stamps, welfare with the kid. And he's like 2 months, 3 months. Uh, I raised my first son all the way up until 5. That's when I got shot. But just from living on the streets with a kid at 2 months, I really didn't have nothing. So that's, give me structure. Then I met my other baby's mom. So she just saved me. You know what I'm saying? I'm like the other guys, thinking with my other head instead of this big head. And I learned my lessons. You gotta crawl before you walk.
His story is one of the hardest stories that I've known of. Um, the man was in the fire when he was a kid, a little baby boy. He survived it. He had a mom that had mental problems that had to give him up, and he was adopted. And he lived with an adopted family, and they took well care of him. He's an outstanding young man. At this time, he got robbed by some of his friends, betrayed. His friends put a bullet in his head, and the man still has it in his head. And he still has a great spirit, a great heart, and he's not bitter about anything. He he's somebody that he's a role model, to actually say the most, because one, he he has the heart of gold. He gives what he can, and he's the man. And I got to give it to him. Kudos to you, Rob.